I'm Oz Perlman, and this is Coin Under Watch. Judy.
Yes?
This trick takes less than a second.
Okay.
We could even time it. When I squeeze, boom, less than 1 second, it jumped. Did you time it?
No.
You should have timed it. Look at your watch. How long did that take?
Oh my God! Oh, come on! That is so cool.
Don't be misled by the title. This is a lot more than just sticking a coin under a spectator's watch, even though I wouldn't underestimate how powerful that effect is alone. When they find their own coin under their watch, touching their own skin, right in front of their eyes. It's amazing. It's visceral. It happens on their own body. Feel under your watch for a second. Is there anything under? The best tricks always happen in somebody's hand or with something that they own themselves. No funny props, no trick business. Turn over your hand, look at your watch. In fact, look right next to your watch.
No way.
This is awesome.
We're also going to get into a variety of routines and ideas, how to do basic vanishes, how to do complete vanishes of a coin where they disappear entirely. Both hands are empty, both while wearing a jacket and a suit or while you're at the beach in a pair of shorts. If I take this coin, you could time this quarter. When I blow on it, boom. There's going to be bonus routines as well where a signed card appears under a spectator's watch. Also a marked coin that's been signed so they know 100% it's theirs. Wait, is that your name? Is that a coin to everywhere? Little one coin sequences where the coins appear, all over the place on the spectator's shoulder, under a card box, under a salt shaker, and then boom, under their watch. This is very strong commercial magic with everyday items, coins and cards. Coin under watch. JR, take a look under your watch right there. Yeah, take a look.
Oh my God!
It's time to learn some basic coin vanishes. None of these require sleeves or a jacket. You can do this with any coin as well. I'm using an American half dollar for visibility purposes, although those of you based in the USA are probably going to end up using coins like quarters most of the time, nickels, things of that sort. I'm using a bigger coin just because it's more visible. The first and simplest coin vanish I'll be teaching is a classic palm false transfer. So it's a standard classic palm vanish. The way this works is I'm going to be classic palming a coin. For those unfamiliar with it, if you're right-handed, you're going to place the coin pretty much dead smack in the center of your right palm, and you're going to use the muscles between your thumb and your pinky to simply squeeze the coin. Now, you don't want this grip that looks like a claw. You want to be as natural as possible, just enough squeezing so that the coin naturally sits in place, and you want to keep your hand what seems natural. The best way to practice this is during your normal day, walking around doing things, have a coin classic palm. That's the best way to learn it. For a week, 2 weeks in a row, no one's going to notice. Put it in your hand, and just while you're walking around at school, during your job, with your family and friends, just walk around with the coin classic palmed. Just a great little tip. Now, the key to a vanish is fooling yourself. If you believe that you're truly putting it in the other hand and it looks that way, the audience will believe it as well. You won't have those telltale guilty signs. So to begin practicing this, you want to actually transfer a coin from one hand to the other. So put a coin in the middle, throw it into the other hand, and close your hand around it. That's it. Throw it into the other hand, close your hand around it. When you get good at this, you'll do the same motion, and it'll actually be a vanish, and you'll fool yourself. So the difference is I want to mimic this action of actually throwing the coin into the other hand and closing my hand around it. This time, though, when I actually do the vanish, I squeeze the coin in classic palm, but my left hand mimics the same action of catching it, and my right hand does the same natural motion of just going to its side. You don't want any guilty motions. You don't want to do this timing off where you didn't really throw it and then you open too soon, or this where you close too soon. Those are normally the biggest troubles you have at first. The timing is the same, and you want nice and relaxed, go to your side after you make the vanish happen. There it is. That's the classic palm vanish. Like I said, the key to all three of these is going to be believing that you're really doing what you're trying to do. Believe that you're putting the coin in the other hand. Your audience will believe it too. If the timing looks right, if you feel natural and there's no tension in your body, it will sell the vanish. The second one is going to be a retention vanish. This one, you're going to have the coin sitting right along the edge of your right middle finger. Right there, this is known as finger palm right here. It sits in your middle finger, just along the edge of your first finger. Here's what it looks like. Now, what it should appear to be is that you're actually seeing the coin go into the hand. You're seeing this glint of light right before it vanishes. Now, here's the execution. As my hand starts to turn over, my forefinger moves out of the way. Notice this edge that's hanging right at the edge of my right middle finger. My thumb is going to squeeze the coin right there. That's going to tilt the coin up about 90 degrees. That's what hits the light and gives that glitter as it goes in. So my thumb catches the coin as it's turned over. So here's an exposed view. Thumb catches the coin and holds it as my hand turns over. The first finger moves out of the way. Now you're mimicking the same action with your left hand of actually catching the coin and closing around it. Combine the two, right hand holding with left hand closing, and you get this beautiful illusion of the coin going into the other hand. Now, after you pretend to drop it in and the left hand closes, you simply let the coin go back to finger palm and you squeeze your fingers down around it. So your middle and ring finger primarily squeeze the coin between this first knuckle right here and your first phalange there. So you're squeezing the coin into this section of your fingers. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed, and you drop your hand to your side. The key is to be natural with this hand. This looks very bad. If you do this and immediately do some guilty quick motion, you want it to feel natural. So like I said, practice in the mirror, really transferring the coin. Do that over and over until you get that muscle memory, and then start doing the vanish so it looks the same. Another very important misdirection is your eyes. Your eyes should follow the action. So after you put a coin in this hand, supposedly you should be looking at this hand, because that's the hand they think the coin is in. If you really put it in this hand, that's where your focus would be. You never want to do a vanish and then look at the other hand, because their eyes are going to follow your eyes. Very important. Those are two vanishes so far, basic vanishes. Here's an additional one. This one is the Marlowe Spider Grip Vanish. This one's fantastic. Here's what it looks like at speed. Take the coin, little squeeze, and it's gone. In reality, it's back here. You can reproduce it. Now, this is kind of a play, it's a subtlety where they think they caught you. They think that, oh, you didn't really take it in your right hand. It must be in your left hand, and then it's not here. You actually did take it in your right hand. You do what you appear to do. It's kind of a reverse psychology. Now, for this one, we're going to have to learn the thumb palm. The thumb palm is where you place a coin in between your thumb and the crotch of your thumb, and you squeeze down. So that's the positioning. All your fingers are free to move, but your thumb is locked against the crotch of your thumb. That's where the coin is being held. Now, as I come over to pretend to take the coin, I will really take the coin. The way I'm taking it is by squeezing it into this crotch of my thumb area and then closing my hand around it. So I have a fist around the coin, but in reality, the only thing that's holding it is my thumb. Now, you're going to pretend to have a guilty action here. So when I take this coin, I want them to think I didn't really take it. So my left hand goes away, and you're actually going to fake a guilty action. So when I take it with my right hand, my left hand closes somewhat suspiciously. I do a little magical gesture, either blowing or giving a little squeeze, and then show the coin disappeared. Now, you're not really revealing that it's gone because it's there. So the way to make it seem as if it vanished is open your hand nice and slowly, a nice little magical gesture where you open each finger. Now, you want to be aware of your angle slightly. If you have your hand tilted too far up, they'll see the coin. You want the spectator's eyes to be hitting the back of your hand. So imagine a laser going from the back of your hand to their eyeballs. You want that to go straight to the back of your hand. So if the camera's there, this is the angle when I make it vanish. Not this, not this. Very important. You take the coin, your left hand drops away. You give it a pause, a moment. The coin is vanished here. So their mind jumps to the next possibility. Well, if it's not here, it must be in the other hand. As if you're reading their mind. You look over at your left hand, and that's when you turn it over and show that it's not there either. You have many opportunities at this point. What you can do with this, if you reach your fingers in, just bend your forefinger and middle finger in, you can reproduce that coin from thumb palm. If you want to produce it from someone's ear, that's another way to produce it afterwards. But that, in essence, is the vanish. And those are 3 basic vanishes for you to practice before we get started with the coin under watch. Now it's time to learn some advanced vanishes. Now by advanced vanishes, they're not necessarily more difficult than the basic vanishes. In fact, most are easier or just as difficult. What I mean by that is the coin is going to seemingly disappear completely. It won't be in the other hand, it'll be gone. Both hands will be empty. They'll have no idea where the coin vanished to. So these have a very good place when you don't need to reproduce the coin, or after the coin's vanished, you make it reproduce under their watch. First one we'll learn is doing a standard false transfer. It could be either, we'll use the $50 just for visibility purposes. It could be the classic palm vanish we learned, or it could be the retention vanish we learned. Now, once you've placed the coin into the other hand seemingly, this hand needs to go get a magical item. Let's say in your pocket you have a lighter, or maybe a pen, if you're younger, and a lighter is not something you should be carrying around. In that case, it gives you a great excuse why you're transferring the coin from one hand to the other. If the coin is in this hand, and you need to use this hand to go to your pocket, well, it makes sense. Oh, let me grab this. You put the coin out of the way to give you an excuse to go into your pocket. Very important that you think about it psychologically that way. So it gives a reasoning, a motivation for transferring the coin from one hand to another. You're not doing a vanish. You're putting the coin in this hand to give you a chance to go get something. In reality, that's the false transfer. So I would take the coin, I would put it in this hand and say, let me grab my lighter here, or my pen, just a little wave, gone. And then emphasize both hands being empty. So there's one way. And likewise, if you grab the lighter out of your hand, you could do a little magical gesture with the lighter and gone. Be sure to put the object down then and show both hands clearly empty. Really sell the fact that that coin has vanished into thin air. That's one method. Another one, and that one you can do with shorts. You could do it without even a shirt on. It doesn't matter. This one is going to be much better if you're wearing a button-up shirt that has a pocket here, a breast pocket, or if you're wearing a jacket like this. You would do either of the 2 false transfers that we previously learned, or even the spider vanish. Any of the following where the coin ends in the right hand. So you do the vanish. You're now going to pull up your sleeve as if seemingly to make this more fair. In the action of pulling your sleeve up with the coin either palmed, in thumb palm, classic palm, or finger palm, any of the above. As you pull your sleeve up and you use your hand to pull the material up, notice how this brings your hand right next to your breast pocket of your jacket. As your hand gets close to here and all attention is focused on this hand, this is where you're looking, you simply drop the coin into that pocket. Seemingly in the action of going up, it drops in, it's invisible. So let me show you that to you at speed so you can get an idea of what it looks like. I'll do it with the classic palm vanish. I would pull up my sleeves. Now notice something there, what I did. This is very important. Once again, a motivating factor for why I transferred the coin. The coin was in my right hand. I pull up my right sleeve with my left hand. Now, if I'm going to pull up my left sleeve, well, this coin is in the way. So this gives me a reason to put it into my left hand. In reality, doing a false transfer, pull up this sleeve, and now I've pulled this up, I've dropped it in my pocket, gone. Very motivated, very naturally flowing, where the coin is in your hands, you pull your sleeves up, and then the coin is simply gone into thin air. And finally, this one is a little more advanced in the sense that it's going to take more practice, and it's slightly more difficult, sleeving. There are many, many different methods for sleeving. I'm going to teach you one that was made famous and popularized by Carl Cloutier. This method is actually going to be kind of called a flick method. You're going to flick the coin up your sleeve. Now, the key to it is you're not dropping it into your sleeve. There's no gravity in effect. You're going to be snapping your fingers, your middle finger and your thumb, and your middle finger is in essence going to hit this meaty part of your thumb. Now, it's very difficult to do slowly because naturally it is fast. So I'm going to try to give you an exposed view here so you can see what happens with my fingers. As I pick the coin up, I grab it between the edge, between my thumb and middle finger, and I'm going to simply snap my finger, and it's going to fire the coin up my sleeve. I'm trying to fire it right along my wrist into my sleeve. When done at speed, it looks simply like I'm turning my hand over, and it's gone. Now you can make it vanish instantly, or you can turn your hand over, then proceed to pull up your sleeve and say, watch. That way you take away the only method they could possibly imagine. Oh, it must be going up the sleeve. No, take a look. I'll pull my sleeves up. Watch. And then you're showing the vanish after the sleeves have been pulled up. So that one's going to take a little more practice, but just one more viewing so you can see what it looks like. You want to have nice open angle into your sleeves here. You're squeezing this. There shouldn't be any herky-jerky motions. It should be nice and smooth as you turn your hand over. Gone. Those are 3 methods for you to use to make a coin completely vanish. I'm here with the lovely Alicia, and it's time to teach you how to load the coin under the watch. Now, the methods we're going to teach are all relatively the same in terms of the methodology and technique. The difference is the justification, the reason for you touching them and going anywhere near their watch, which is something they should never remember, hence the misdirection. Now, for the first technique, we're using the reason as adjusting their hand. Oh, your hand, no, bring it a little closer. It's kind of like just a little subconscious tick. Oh, no, just a little closer, as if you're just helping them out. That's what you're going to use to load the coin. Now, for example, you have the coin in your finger palm. That's always going to be the position where we hold it before we load. You're not going to be holding it in classic palm or thumb palm. It won't work. Finger palm is right here on your middle and ring finger, between where your fingers connect to your hand and the first knuckle. Hold it nice and casual in your hands. I ask the spectator to hold out their hand. Now, in your gesture, hold your hand palm up. That way they'll do the same. Now, as if they didn't put it in quite the right spot, go ahead, Alicia, hold your hand out for me. Great, and let me move it just a little closer. Now, in that action of me with my left hand grabbing her fingers, my right hand grabs her wrist. Now, the first thing that happens, step by step, is my first finger is going to touch against her hand. That way, she feels the skin, the pressure of my skin before she feels the metal. That's going to hide the fact. Just it hides the metal because the first thing she feels is a squeeze. It's kind of the same way that a doctor will pinch your skin a little bit before he gives you a shot. It takes away the sensitivity. So as I squeeze her wrist, my finger engages against her wrist. Then I push the coin. Now the coin is flush against her skin. Looks like I'm putting her into a chokehold here, right? So you get kind of a view from underneath. The coin, this is exposed, is all the way against her wrist. That's important so that you don't get a lot of clinking or talking. You don't want the coin to hit the watch and make a lot of noise when you load it. The way to ensure that that is avoided is by holding it against the wrist, and now you're going to guide it in under the watch. I push it under the watch with my first finger, and now notice my other finger, my ring finger, acts as a blocker. It's at the end of the watch, the other side, to make sure that the coin doesn't go all the way through and out that side, to just adjust. I'm literally squeezing with my fingers right here. Look at how my thumb and first finger are doing that, only I'm using my ring finger and first finger to squeeze the coin and make sure it stays right there under the watch. All of this happens in less than a second. As I take her wrist and adjust her hand, I load the coin underneath. That's it. You've seen, and there it is underneath, well nested. Now that's the adjustment method. Now we'll discuss the focus method and justification. The focus is where you're putting something in her hand and you want her to focus on what's in her hand. So that gives you an excuse for holding her wrist. So let's say I've placed another coin inside your hand. I move your hand. I say, I want you to keep an eye on this coin the whole time. Watch it carefully. This gives me a reason for getting next to her, touching her, and loading the coin in. Once again, you just loaded it right in there. It took a split second. She focuses. She might close her hand. I'm done with the dirty work. Let's grab that back. The third and final justification, this one is probably the most deceptive of all, is you're loading in advance. You do it under the guise of another trick. So let's say I'm doing a card trick. I had a card picked, selected. I do a double lift, for example, and I hand her a card. I say, hold out your hand. In a moment, and I move her hand forward. When I snap my fingers, that card is going to change. And it changes maybe into her card. I'm loaded in advance. I'm miles ahead now. Now, maybe the next trick, maybe 2 tricks down the line, I do a coin trick, I make it vanish, and I can say, look under your wrist when I'm all the way across the room 5 minutes later. That one really is amazing because they'll never remember you being near them. So once again, we had the adjusting method, the focus on what's in your hand method, and last but not least, doing it in advance under the guise of another trick. Here are some tips when performing the coin under watch. Kind of troubleshooting tips, what to do to make sure things don't go wrong. The first and foremost is picking the right spectator and picking one with the right watch. This is the most important thing. You want to stay away from loose watches. Some people have very loose watches. You can see them, they go up and down their wrist. You do not want that for obvious reasons. The coin won't stay. Also, avoid metal bands. You want to go with leather bands primarily. And also err on the side of caution. If somebody has a very, very nice watch, you don't want to risk, even though there's very, very small chance of that coin damaging or scratching it, don't even chance it. If the watch looks too nice, if there's jewels on it, diamonds of any sort, who knows, just go with somebody else's watch if you can. That's going to be really important. You also want a spectator that seems to have good rapport with you. The coin under watch is not an opening trick. You want to develop some level of trust so that when you go ahead and touch people, they're used to you being around them, being close, you've amazed them, they trust you, you've built rapport. So you want a spectator that's going to react big. The coin under watch is not a large trick in essence. Only 1 or 2 people around them will really be able to see that the coin is under the watch. So your reactions from your audience are mostly based out of how the person with the coin under their watch reacts. When they see it, if they're going to go nuts, and they're, oh my God, the coin's under my watch, everyone else is going to take in that excitement. It's going to multiply. So you want somebody that's not a heckler, that isn't giving you a hard time, someone that's generally easygoing and that's going to react big. So see your audience as you're performing, see who's got a watch, and also judge their character. Are they enjoying the show? Are they laughing? Are they having a good time? If so, that's going to be the person to load under their watch. What do you do if the coin drops? Invariably, this will happen. Doesn't matter how good you are, how properly you choose the watches every time. Eventually, even with audience management skills, something may happen. It'll fall out. They'll move their hand. Something will happen. It's a guarantee. Not a problem. Let me explain to you what to do. First off, you have to realize they don't know what to expect. They don't know that there's a coin under their watch. You haven't told them what's about to happen. If the coin falls on the ground, you should act just as surprised as they are. What was that? Where'd that coin come from? I would make it not a big deal. Nothing has messed up. You haven't screwed up the trick. They didn't know what to expect, so you have nothing to worry about. In fact, one of my favorite things to do when a coin drops, either during a coin under watch routine or if I'm just using a coin and I let it drop, this is a little gag bit I use. So take a look. Let's pretend the coin is on the ground. I've dropped it somewhere. Let's say it fell right there. In the action of leaning down, I would pretend to pick it up. And what I actually do is I take and I slide it under my shoe. So exposed view, I just slide the coin under my shoe. As I'm getting up, I just follow. Now my eyes, this is very important. As I'm going up, slow motion here, my eyes follow my hand. My hand is empty, but they follow it. Now no one's really going to look at you to see if you're picking up the coin. Just, oh, I picked it up. Now I look at the coin and I'll look up in the air and I'll throw the coin up in the air. And now I trace the coin. As I'm looking up, I'm seeing it as if it's actually going through the air and falling down. Now, as it gets to the top and it's coming back down, I move my foot out of the way. Okay, so I've just moved my foot from on top of the coin away. And now, I see the coin and I trace its step and I look, whoop, and you get this cool little vision of it just appearing on the ground right where it was. It's not a magic trick in and of itself. It's a little bit of a gag, but it gets a really good double take because they see the coin, you throw it, whoop, and then it's back there. And the way your eyes follow it, it's like an invisible coin turns visible. You pick it back up, and you're ready to move into a different routine. You can do anything else with it. You can just put it away. Needless to say, you haven't screwed anything up, so you don't have to worry. If it happens, it happens. Move on to another effect. Another thing that's very important that you might not have thought of until it went wrong for you is coins can be very cold. If you've got an ice-cold piece of steel and you put it against someone's hand, they're going to realize it. So the coin that you're going to load under their hand, keep it in your pocket so it's next to your body. That way body heat will transfer from you to the coin and they won't feel it. Those are some common troubleshoots. That way you know it before it happens. Here's the explanation for the basic coin under watch. This is really bare bones presentation, how to do it quick and fast. What you're going to need for this are 2 identical coins. So if you're using American quarters, you want to try to focus on getting ones that are either both with eagles on the back or both the same state quarters if you have them, just so there's no difference between the two coins. One of the coins is going to be in your pocket. If you're borrowing a second coin, then once again, you'll be borrowing a quarter. If they aren't the same state quarters, don't mention it, don't point it out, and nobody else will notice either. As you borrow the coin, you're going to go into your pockets and you're going to steal the one out that you have. If you're using your own, you'll go into your pockets, you'll take one out. The other one you'll take out in finger palm. So that's when you have it in your hand right here along the base of your middle and ring fingers. Now, we're going to use the adjustment method for loading the first coin. So I'm going to say, hold your hand out for me. Perfect, a little closer, that's good. In that action, that's when I've loaded the coin under her watch. Now that the coin is loaded under the watch, I'm going to go back to the coin that's in her hand. I can either have her close her hand around it, or I can just simply take the coin back out. If she closes her hand around and say, feel that coin, are you ready? In a moment, I'm going to make it go through your hand. Open your hand up, actually through your hand. Watch. Now, notice I did a false transfer here, which we learned earlier. You can do a classic palm. You can do any of the false transfer we learned before. You can even do a complete vanish, where you put it in, pull up your sleeves, and drop it in your breast pocket. Any of those works fine. Using just a simple false transfer, keeping it simple as possible, I can tap her arm or put my hand down at my side. As soon as I've done the transfer, move my hand away, open my hand slowly, revealing the coin has vanished. Tell her, did you feel it go through your hand? Not only did it go through your hand, it went through the back side. In fact, look under your watch. Many times you'll notice that the spectator has trouble getting the coin out from under their watch even. This simply enhances the effect, as it's obvious that if it was that difficult to get out, it must have been even more difficult to get under their watch without them noticing. So just makes it even stronger. Here's some additional tips for the coin under watch for the basic handling. Time misdirection. After you do your false transfer, once you've loaded the coin, distance yourself from the spectator. Go away from them. After you've done the false transfer, pause for a moment and say, are you ready? Now. And it's vanished. Now, when you have the coin finger palm in your right hand, you can cover it by saying, did you time it? Did anyone time it? This must have been the world's fastest coin trick. Say, sir, look at your watch. And now it's cover when you're holding your finger this way for a coin finger palm. And when he turns his hand over slowly to look at his watch, that's when he discovers that the coin is there. You're far away. You've never been near him as far as he can remember, because the loading happened at the beginning before anything even started. You've got that time misdirection. You've got good motivation with your pointing as to saying, did you time it? Did anyone time it? And that's the moment when he looks and discovers the coin under the watch. This is copper silver. Alicia, if you would, hold out your hand for me. Good, good. A little lower. Perfect, so we can see this on camera. You're doing great. Money. I should have some cash. Big money. No, I'm kidding. I think I have, a penny and a nickel. Not too much. Which do you want, the penny or the nickel?
The nickel.
How did I know she was going to go for more money? I just had a feeling about this. All right, Alicia, you squeeze the nickel, hold on to it. The penny. Now, you could time this because in less than 1 second, you ready? I tap, and now I have the nickel, and you have the penny. Well, that was fast, right? That was really fast. In fact, we'll put the penny away. This happens even faster. This happens in less than half a second. The coin disappears. Did you time it? That was faster. You know what? Look, how long did it take? Take a look. Take a look. Copper, silver. Now, this is a great example, this routine, of getting one ahead. During the routine, I load another coin in. And a trick that's already top-notch, copper, silver, where the coins transpose in your hand and the spectator's hands, you get an extra climax. So this should get you thinking, any coin trick you already do, you can enhance it with coin under watch. Now for this trick, let me show you what we need. You're going to need 2 copper, 2 silver coins, or 2 different colored. In this case, I'm using 2 American pennies and 2 nickels. You're going to have all the coins in your pocket. Before you begin, you're going to have 1 finger palmed in your right hand. In this case, I'm starting with the nickel because it's slightly bigger. If you're using similar sized coins, you can use either one. I have my spectator hold out her hand. When she does, I adjust her hand. That's what I'm using to load the coin under. And I say, hold your hand right here. I have some money for you. I go into my pocket. I come out with one of the pennies in finger palm. So whatever coin I have two of, I'm going to keep one of it in finger palm here. Now when the coins are smaller, it's a little more difficult to do. Keep that in mind. I drop them on the table, or if I don't have the table, I'll put them both in her hand. This can be done stand up. Now I have her choose either of the two coins. If she picks the nickel, I will pick it up and I will supposedly hand it to her. If she says, I go, name one, the penny? Okay, I'll keep the penny. You take the nickel. So this is another equivoque. If she says nickel, say great, take the nickel. If she says penny, I go, all right, I'll hold on to the penny, you take the nickel. I knew you were after my money. You can make a joke out of it, anything you'd like. We're now going to perform a Bobo switch by J.B. Bobo. This is one of the classic switches of the coin. The penny that's in my right finger palm, I'm going to pick up the nickel. Here's the move. In essence, as I throw the coin into my left hand, I am going to conceal the nickel. I'm going to pull it back from my fingertips at my first and thumb, and I'm going to pull it back here into kind of a modified finger palm, into my middle and forefinger. Just pull it back, just like this. That's the action. Meanwhile, my other fingers are going to relax and throw the penny into my hand. So when you combine the two actions, it looks like you're throwing the nickel into this hand. In reality, you're pulling back the nickel, exposed view, and you're throwing the penny. So it's concealed. At speed, I take the nickel. I seem to throw it into my other hand. I now have the nickel in finger palm, and I've switched it for the penny. So I'll have Alicia hold her hand out. She picks the nickel. I say, here, Bobo switch. Hold on to the nickel. Now notice I have my hand on top of her, so she can't see this. It's covered. She can't see the penny. I use my thumb to help her curl her fingers and close her hand. The switch is done. I now pick up the penny, and you want to comment on the penny so they know and they remember which coin each of you is holding. Man, you stick me with the penny. I mean, come on. I'll take the penny. I'll do another Bobo switch into my hand. So I've now switched it for the nickel that was in finger palm. I could tap her hand if I want, and boom, they've switched places. Give this a moment to sink in. This is an amazing trick. She just had the nickel, and I just had the penny, and they instantly changed places. It's amazing. Don't rush into the next phase. I pick the penny up out of her hand, and I'm going to put it in my pocket along with the finger palm penny. So at this point, I'm clean. And I'm left with the nickel. And you could, if you want, get the theme going of time. Say, wow, that was fast, right? That took maybe less than a second. At this point, you can do any of the basic or complete vanishes. In fact, a complete vanish is what I'd recommend at this point. Possibly sleeving, possibly ditching into the pocket and getting a pen. Anything you'd like to vanish the second coin. When it's gone, tell her that was even faster. In fact, if you timed it, that might have taken less than a second. Point at your hand as if you have a watch on. That'll naturally get her to look at her watch. If it doesn't, say, no, really, take a look at your watch. And when she does, she's going to see and she's going to react to that nickel being under her watch that was just in her hand. That's the copper-silver trick with the coin under watch as the climax. Coin everywhere. Alicia, if you would, hold out your hand for me. Right over here. That way we'll see it on camera. And I should have, I think my coin's over here. Coined everywhere. We need a coin, don't we? Hold on to that. Here is the plan. This coin is a quarter. And we don't, you know what? I don't think we need the cards. We'll move those out of the way. This coin's actually going to jump around. Now, it's in your hand. You can see it. No doubt about it. Watch this. Here, move your hand a little bit. If I give a little blow, it goes, you're not going to believe this, right through the box. Watch it again. This time, turn over the box yourself.
It's here.
Unbelievable. In fact, let's give this one more try. I put it right here, the box, in your own hand. Little throw. No, it didn't jump under the box. Don't move. Look on your shoulder.
My shoulder.
It's on your shoulder. How about one more try with the hand? Watch. If I make it go, did you feel it go through the box? Do you feel it in your hand?
Yes.
You do? Lift it up. Oh, man.
It's not.
You might have felt it, but it might have actually gone through your hand. You know what? Turn your hand over. Through the back. No. Look under your watch. That's the coin everywhere. This is an example of a coin flurry, a seemingly one coin routine where the coin appears all over the place. Now, this is not a routine that you have to follow piece by piece. You can do this with any objects. If you're at a table, into the salt shaker, into the, under the salt shaker, under a glass, under a napkin. The climax, though, is the coin under watch. Now, the routining is built so that you load the coin under the watch as the routine happens. Now, just to explain, as the finale, of course, what we did through this routine as a framework for whatever routine you want to incorporate, let's discuss. As we get started, we have 3 coins in reality. You want to make sure they all match up and they're all the same coin. To begin, you need a reason, some sort of motivation for touching her and taking her hand. So I'll have Alicia hold her hand out. I'll load it in as I go and pretend to go for another coin. Oh, I can either take them out of my left pocket. In this case, I had the coins in my right pocket. So I went in. These 2 were in my pocket. I came out with 1 in finger palm, 1 at my fingertips, and I placed this into her hand. The move that I used to load it under the box is somewhat of an Al Goshman maneuver, where it's very common in matrix routines, where you have the coin in classic palm. And under the guise of moving the box over, I drop the coin from classic palm. Now, nobody sees it on the table or the surface, because as soon as I drop it, I move the box on top of it. So my hand is in the way. So in exposed view, I drop, and then I'm using this right hand to move the box over it. So that was it. I moved the box out of the way. I took the coin, standard vanish. And in the act of turning it over, I'm using another maneuver to an exposed view here. As I use my thumb to lever the box up, I drop the coin on the table. Now, if this is a table or a surface that's not padded, be aware of your sounds. So if you're doing this on another surface, put the coin down very lightly so it doesn't make any sound. I'm using that as a repeat. As I reveal the first coin, I load the second coin. Phase 3, I did another vanish. And now she knows what to expect. She thinks it's going to appear under the box. I use this gesture. I go, do it yourself. This gives me a reason for the contact. Now, as I contact Alicia in this case, I'm looking for this one area on her shoulder where the hems are connected, where one hem meets another. And I'm placing this right on that area. Now, if someone's a little bit bigger, huskier, she's not exactly husky by any stretch of the imagination, I'm trying to land it on the most solid part of her shoulder, right where it's going to stay. If someone's bigger and more broad-shouldered, it's very easy to put it right in the middle, and it's justified. You put your hand on the shoulder and say, lift the box yourself. Now, when they do that, they can use either hand. That's fine. If the coin is under the watch, they're not going to notice it yet. They aren't seeing it. It's under the watch. Doesn't matter which hand they use. They lift it up. They see the coin. At that moment, I'm controlling her shoulder. I say, hold your hand out, and I will put the box in her shoulder and say, don't move. That's when I let go of the shoulder, and now I know the coin is resting in place. Her arm is locked in. I don't have any risk at this point. It's going to stay right there. She's expecting it to go either through her hand or into the box at this point. And notice after I do the vanish, I use my right hand to hold her elbow. That's to ensure she doesn't move and drop the coin again. I'm in control. I lift up the box. It's not there. I say, don't move. Don't move your neck. Just look at your shoulder. That way she doesn't do any jarring motion. She looks down at her shoulder. She can see with her peripheral vision, oh my God, the coin is there. That gives me the moment to pause, and I ditch this coin, this third coin, into my pocket because I don't need it. So she looks, and I go, and I take it off her shoulder. Or I'll allow her to reach up with her hand and take it off her shoulder. So she could reach up. She grabs it off. One last time, a vanish. Throw it away. We could do any vanish at this point. You could throw it up here. Say I'm going to pull up my sleeves. Any of the complete vanishes. The coin is gone. It went through the box, through your hand. You know what? Look under your watch and let her find it. Much of the time, give them the surprise factor. Don't tell them it's under the watch. Tell them it's not there. Look, is it on the back of your hand? And as they look at the back of their hand, more than likely they'll notice it under their watch. If not, you say, wait, is it further up your arm? And then let them find it for themselves. The surprise factor always helps. Other ideas for where the coin can be found, like I said, inside of a napkin, inside of a handkerchief. It can be on your shoulder. It could be in your eye socket. It could be in your ear. It's just a great one coin flurry where at the end they find it on their own body under their watch. That's coin everywhere. This is the marked coin under watch. Very, very strong because the coin that appears under their watch has actually been signed by them. So, I mean, they know it's their coin. So in this case, you're going to need a marker of some sort, probably a Sharpie, and you're going to need 2 duplicate coins. If you're borrowing a quarter, have a quarter yourself. In this case, I'm going to sign one side of it. I'm going to show multiple different ways of marking the coin. This is one possibility. I'm going to write my name, in this case, O's on the front, or you could write your own initials. I just like writing my first name because it's only 2 letters. So I write that on the head side in this case. Now, this coin is going to be finger palmed in my left hand with the writing side up. So the head's up. I borrow a quarter, let's say, make sure they match up. Take out the marker, and I would say to Alicia, we're both going to sign this coin. That way we'll have a souvenir of today. Name one. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Okay, you can sign tails, I'll sign heads. Now what if she would have said heads? I go, great, I'll sign heads, you sign tails. There was never any me asking her, what are you going to sign? I say one, heads or tails. She says heads, I say, great, I'll sign heads. She says tails, I'll go, okay, you can sign tails, I'll sign the heads. I write my name right here on the front of this coin the exact same way I did before. So it looks just like this other coin. Doesn't have to be perfect, just the same. If you want, you can give George Washington a little mustache and also write your name. Just do something that looks unique and make it the same on both coins. Blow on it, make sure it dries, and now go ahead, write your initials on there. OS, cool, and mine is OZ. So I take the marker and I will point out, I'll blow on it. This gives me a reason to pick it up and have it in my right hand. And I'll say, rub that. Go ahead and rub that. Doesn't come off, right?
No, it doesn't.
And then I wrote my name on this side. Go ahead and rub that too. What I've just done is a shuttle pass. Here, let me explain how a shuttle pass works. It's almost like doing a false transfer, but in the other hand, you have another coin. So it looks like you're just moving a coin. It looks like you're putting one coin in this hand. In reality, I'm holding on to this coin with my thumb when I turn my hand over, and I'm turning this hand over simultaneously. So it looks like I just put the coin over. In reality, I have the coin that's signed on both sides in this hand. This coin has only been signed on one side. But she thinks this is the same coin that she just signed the back of and I signed the front of. So this gives me an excuse. Rub that, make sure it doesn't come off, and make sure it doesn't come off on this side too where I signed. Good. I now have the signed coin with both sides in my right finger palm. I say, hold out your hand. A little closer. Good. I load the marked coin under the watch. I put this one in her hand. She thinks this is her signed coin. This is where this gets so strong. She can see it, and yet I'm already loaded. She's already got the coin under her watch. Say, close your hand. This coin is signed. You know it's yours. You wrote your name on it. You're not going to believe what's about to happen. Open your hand. Signatures are still there. Nothing disappeared. But it's not the signatures that are going to disappear. It's the coin itself. You do a vanish. I would recommend doing possibly a complete vanish. So if you want, you can put it in your hand, go into your pocket, take out a lighter or a pen, wave, make it disappear. You want your hands to be empty at this point. Pull up your sleeves, drop it in your pocket. Any of the vanishes we learned, sleeve it, anything to get rid of it completely. At that point, the coin is gone. It was just in her hand. She saw it. There's no way I've gotten near her. Point that out. Make a note of it to point out, I'm not near you. You saw the coin, it vanished. Turn your hand over. What time is it, by the way? She's going to see the coin under there. She's not going to know it's hers. I say, take it out. Make sure, is that your signed coin? Your name, my name? And that's absolutely just amazing when you can do it that way because it's her marked coin. Now, another way, even better, if you know the person's initials that's sitting with you at the table or somebody you're about to meet, you can introduce yourself to them, and at some opportune moment, just take a coin, write your initials on one side, turn it over, write their initials on the other side. Load that coin under their hand at some point during the evening or during the day while you're doing the performance earlier. So do a card trick for them, put the card in their hand, have them hold out their hand, and load that. Do another trick in between to give a little buffer zone of time. They're not going to notice that coin under their watch. And if they do, what happened? They're going, where's this coin from? I go, I don't know. Where are you putting your money? If they find it, no big deal. Nothing's ruined. They have no idea what you're about to do. You have a coin under their hand that says their initials and your initials. Ask to borrow a coin. Take it. Ask them, what are your initials? You write them on one side. Flip it over, write the others on the other side. Okay? Once again, you can make it seem like it was their decision by saying, okay, heads or tails. You choose. Whatever you say we'll use. Heads, great. I'll write my initials on the head side. I'll write yours on the tails. So that way it feels like it could have been either way. It could have been the name on either side, but it seems they picked it. If they say tails, okay, I'll write my initials on tails, yours on heads, or vice versa. It's all your magician's choice. Take that coin, do a vanish, say, time is money, huh? I mean, that went by really fast. That was a great show. Actually, what time is it? When they look, you've never been near them. They can be on the other side of the table. The marked coin with their initials and your initials is under their watch. Even more powerful. That's the marked coin under watch. Here's a special bonus section for you. The card under watch. This is going to be with a signed selection. So if you're into card tricks, you can mix it up a little bit. You're going to need a pack of cards, a marker, of course, for a signed card, and somebody with a watch. Now, the key difference here is going to be you're going to be loading a card under their watch. So we have to learn a few different factors, a few different ways to perform this. You're going to have 2 cards selected. Doesn't matter what they are. You'd want to have 2 spectators in this case. One of the cards could be signed. You could have them both signed. It's not required. You're going to have these returned to the deck and controlled to the top, both of them together. Now, as this is mostly a coin DVD, I'm not going to go into huge details on card controls. We'll briefly go over the double undercut, which is one of the simplest. If you want to learn additional card sleights, I highly recommend my own Born to Perform Card Magic with me, Oz Perlman. So the cards are returned. Let's say the 7 of diamonds is signed. We'll put a big PM for Penguin Magic on there. The cards are both returned. Let's say the 9 and the 7 into the middle. And a double undercut is where you maintain a pinky break where the cards are. So I'm holding a break from the back with my pinky, and I'm going to now cut half the bottom pile to the top, followed by the next pile to the top. That brings the 2 selections on top. When done at speed, it looks like this. It's very deceptive. For those who know other types of controls to the top, swing, swivel, undercut, such as that, that's another great method. Any way that you can get the cards from the middle back on top is what you want to do. At this point, you're going to palm the top card into your right hand. This is done under cover of telling your spectator about the trick. This is the fastest card trick in the world. You look them in the eye. You're going to palm the top card into your right hand. In this case, I'm executing a 2-handed top palm with my right hand. If you're familiar with it, it's taught in Born to Perform. You're doing a 1-handed top card palm, where you hold the deck in one hand, and I'm able to palm the card one-handed, a little more advanced of a sleight. Either way, I palm the card, and now as I bring this up to my head, and I say, it's going to be very fast. I'm going to find both the cards. I'm looking up here, my misdirection. Everyone's looking here. The card that's palmed, I'm now going to fold it into sixths. Watch how I do it. I fold the card in half by squeezing my fingers together, and then squeeze. Now notice how when I squeeze them, it forms a little bevel, and now using my first finger, notice my first finger, my pointer finger, and the muscle near my thumb, I push the cards up, and I'm now going to grip that, open these fingers, and fold it again. So that's now half and into quarters. So it went from being folded this way in half to now quarters, and now one more time, technically speaking, it would be eighths. Even though I'm only folding 3 times, it goes into eighths, not sixths. I apologize. So there, and now I use my thumb and middle finger right here. Middle finger's in the middle, providing the torque to push it down and crunch it in the middle, and I fold in half again. My fingers squeeze. Now that took a few seconds to do. In practice, it goes 1, 2, 3, and it happens in about 1.5 seconds. At this point, the card is in perfect position, in finger palm, folded with this edge, not the open edge, not the part that springs open, but the folded edge, ready to be loaded under a watch. And that's the signed card. So I did this while looking here, and I go, are you ready for the fastest card trick in the world? Hold out your hand. So she holds out her hand. I'm now going to load. I'm going to grab the front of her fingers with the hand that's holding the deck, and I'm going to load this card. Let's lift this up so they can see under the watch. This is done exactly the same way as you do with the coin. It's even easier. And you might want to be a little more forceful at times, because once you get that card under there, it is stuck. Once you get it under there, it springs open. The natural springiness of the card holds it in place. Now, you don't want a loose watch. Once again, it's very important, just like when you're choosing somebody. But once it's in there, it's in there. So her hand is turned over. I'm now going to execute a double lift off the top of the deck. So I turn over the top 2 cards as one. The way I'm doing that is I have a pinky break under the top 2. In this case, the 10 of clubs and the 9 of clubs look alike, so I'll make it easier for you visually. The Queen of Hearts and the 9 of clubs, I turn them over, and I show the wrong card. Is this your card? No?
No.
Huh. Yours? Well, it is the fastest trick in the world. So here, hold on to that one. Here's what I'll do. When I riffle again, done. I just found both of them. You don't believe me, do you? How long did that take? A second? 2 seconds? Not even. Boom. That was your card, and I found yours too. And she's going to give me this weird look like, what do you mean you found my card? And I go, no, really, how long did it take me to find it? And they're probably still not going to understand. I go, no, tell me, how long did it take? And at that point, they'll probably get the idea. And when they look under their watch, that's it. That's that moment. Grab it out. Open it up. That same card they just signed. Killer application for the coin under watch. In this case, the card under watch. You have 2 initials, 3 initials.
Oh, it's right.
MS, okay. Pick it up and make sure this doesn't rub off. It doesn't erase. I want you to make sure, rub it, make sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on there, right?
Yeah.
It's on there. Hold your hand out. Are you righty or lefty? Oh,
Right.
Oh, use your left hand then, just to be safe. Hold a little closer. That way they'll see it on camera. Watch. I'm going to make this coin, not the signature, but the coin, disappear. Are you ready? This is going to be very fast. Open your hand. Watch this. The coin right in front of you. How long did that take? Like a second, 2 seconds? Tell me how much time. Look, how much time did it take?
Less than a second.
No, look back at your watch. It looks like... Is that your name? Is that... That's you wrote that. That's your name.
My initials.
Your initials, your signature, mine too.
I said heads, and it was on heads. What time did he put it over here? I think I'm too red.
Keep it for good luck, I'm telling you. I think that's your good luck coin. Come on closer. Penny, quarter, hold out your hand. Are you righty or lefty?
Right.
Hold out this hand, yeah. Bring it a little closer so we can see you on camera. Check this out. Quarter and a penny. Name one for me. What should we use, penny or quarter?
Quarter.
Quarter it is. Penny, I guess we'll get rid of. You like the big money. If I were to give this to you and you squeeze your hand around it, can you feel it in there?
Yep.
I'm going to try to make it go kind of through your hand. Open your hand back up. Imagine this quarter going, JR, through your hand. That was pretty fast, wasn't it?
Yep.
Took a few seconds, less than a second. In fact, time it. How long did that take? Look back. Look at your watch. How long did that take? In fact, JR, take a look under your watch right there. Yeah, take a look.
Wait.
Oh my God!
Thank you. Come on, hold your hand out. Are you righty or lefty?
Lefty.
So hold your left hand out. Let's do this. Rob, come a little closer so we can see you on camera. Watch this carefully, guys. Fastest coin trick in the world. They have to go to a show. Rob, somebody could time me on this if they want. If I take, boom. Did you time me? You know what, Rob, check your watch. How long did that take? Take a look. How long? Look at your watch. Look at your...
Okay, high five.
High five on that. I'm going to show you the fastest
That's cool.
trick in the world.
All right.
We've been timed on this. This has been official. We got a coin here. Hold your hand out for me. And hold it a little closer so we can see on camera. Perfect. Watch this. You ready? Fastest coin trick in the world.
Okay.
I'm gonna move back. You could even time me if you wanted. You ready? I'm going over here, so I'm far away from you. Daryl, watch this close. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
That's it. You could have timed it. That's the moment when it's gone. Did you time it? Daryl, you could have timed it. In fact, do this slowly, slowly. Turn over your hand. Look at your watch. In fact, look right next to your watch.
Hey, dude. That's all right, man.
You guys have a good one.
You didn't even
He's
touch
still
you.
thinking.
I got a faster trick than that.
Oh,
Watch this, I'm gone.
he's out of here. Here, hold your hand up. Let's put this here. Hold a little closer so we can see on camera. Watch. What's your name?
My name?
Yes,
Avi.
Avi. Everybody watch. The fastest coin trick in the world. Avi, coin, quarter. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You can time this almost. Here we go. You can time it. 1, 2, done. Were you timing? Avi, slowly turn your hand over. See how long it took. Take a look at your watch. Take a look, Avi. Keep going.
There is there.
Take a look, Avi. Look under your watch.
No way.
God damn,
No way.
man. How you did it? Dude, this is awesome.
Fantastic.
Or tails? What do you feel like?
Tails.
Tails? Okay. Go ahead and write your initials right here on the tail side. Perfect. Now I'll go ahead, I'll do the same, so we'll kind of have a souvenir from the show here. My name looks like Oz, kind of like the Wizard of O-Z. Here's what I'd like you to do for me. Now, make sure this doesn't rub off, right? Your name is going to stay on there. I want you to see that. Good. And my name also isn't going to rub off. Make sure, rub on it. And what I'd like you to do, hold your hand out for me. Hold it a little closer, right there. Watch this. If I take this coin and you're going to squeeze it, I'm going to make that coin, not the signatures disappear, but the coin itself. Open your hand back up. Watch this. If I give a little blow, watch this. It actually seems to melt away.
Oh, wow.
That's one of the fastest tricks in magic. In fact, if you were to time it, it would have taken less than a second.
Oh, wow.
You know what? Time it. Take a look. What time is it? Oh,
Oh, my. Get out.
Greta, is that your coin, your name?
How'd you do that? Yeah?
And it was right under your watch.
No, it was not. How'd you do that? That's pretty cool. That's good.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold your hand out. There you go. Hold on a coin. Come a little closer. A little closer so we can see on camera. You ready? Turn this way. Perfect. Mike, you ready? You could clock this if you wanted. Watch what happens here. In fact, if anybody wants to time it, you can. Here we go. We're going to start now. Watch. 2, 3. Done. Were you timing it? If you timed it, in fact, Mike, look at your watch. If you were to time this, look under your watch. You take a look.
How'd you do that, man? That's unbelievable. Do that again.
Did you feel it?
Can you do that again?
Well, that's unbelievable.
That's-
Did you feel it go in?
No.
Melissa, this is the opposite of Vegas. I'm actually going to give you money for a change.
Okay.
Do I have?
Ready to run?
She's like, I'm out of here. I big spender. I think I have like all of a nickel, a quarter. What is that? A quarter, a penny.
2 quarters.
Nothing. I'm broke. Yeah, we don't even need 2 of them. You know what? Hold out your hand for me. What do you got? Quarter? And hold these a little closer so they can see this. We've got a quarter, a penny. What do you like better? Quarter, penny?
Penny.
Penny. Nice. That's going to be my magic wand then.
Okay.
If I take this quarter, if I give a little wave with the penny, this is the fastest coin trick in the world. It's gone. In fact, if you timed it, that took less than a second.
Right.
Seriously, no, take a look at the time. It's less than...
That's amazing. That's very cool. Where did the penny go, though?
The penny's gone, I'm telling you. That was the magic wand. The quarter, too. We can get rid of that while we're at it.
Very cool. Yay.
You're having the first
Take some money.
You're taking it from me. It's like the opposite of
Don't take
Vegas.
it. Oh, this is awesome.
Awesome. What do I have?
Oh,
I thought
he's
it...
gonna give it back. We're gonna
Here,
have to give it back.
hold on to a
It's
quarter. Here, hold your hand out. Yeah, it's not big money. Here, bring your hand a little closer so you can see this. What do you have?
Do this with $100 bills.
Hundreds? Here we go. I'm going to distance myself. This is the fastest coin trick in the world. Here, you can put your hands down. I'm going to go over here. You ready? Judy,
Yes.
this trick takes less than a second.
Okay.
We could even time it. When I squeeze, boom, less than 1 second, it jumped. Did you time it?
No,
You should have timed it. Look at your watch. How long did that take?
Oh my God! Oh, come on! That is so cool.
You give your quarterback. That was great.
I don't even need it. I'm telling you, I'm scared because I saw the quarter was here.
Oh my God! His hand wasn't even close to your hand.
We were over here.
Yeah.
Shows how careful you need to be of pickpockets. Wait.
Hold out your hand for me. Hold out your hand and bring your hand a little closer so we can see on camera. You ready? Watch this.
left hand as well.
Okay, perfect. What do we have? A quarter.
Yep.
Here's the plan. This is the fastest coin trick in the world.
Is it?
Are you ready?
Yep.
Squeeze the coin. I'm gonna try, you know what, I might not be able to do it in your hand. Open your hand back up. I'm gonna try this in your hand.
Okay.
Watch this. Less than 1 second. This coin, when I squeeze, boom, vanishes. Did you time that? Took less than a second, I think.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. No, seriously, look at your watch. How long did that take? Oh. Grab that. I think that's your quarter.
That's impressive.
Out your hand for me. Actually, hold this hand out too. Bring your hand a little closer. Yeah. Watch this.
I only have a minute.
David, no worries.
Save it for the
Here,
money.
put your hand down. David, this one, put it down.
Okay.
Leave this one up. You can put your hand down, relax.
Oh, okay.
This is the fastest coin trick in the world.
Right.
You ready? I'm gonna do it over here so you can see this. Watch this, David.
Exactly.
It takes less than a second. You could time it. When I blow, that coin
It's gone.
disappears. Did you time it?
I timed it.
You
man.
could have timed it. You know what? Look how long that took. Take a look. Take a look.
Man, time is money, right?
Time is money. Look under your watch there.
That. Time is money. That's amazing, man.
Good man.
That is amazing.
In Vegas, normally they take your money. This is kind of the reverse. I should have some coins. I have poker chips. Come on closer to me, Chris. Hold out your hand for me. Are you righty or lefty?
Right.
Oh, hold your left hand out. Let's give this to you. Come a little closer so we can see on camera. Perfect. Watch this. This is the fastest coin trick in the world. You ready? You can see my hands. Everybody watch the slow motion. This is going to take less than a second. You can even time it. All I do, blow on the coin, gone. Did you time it or no? You know what? See how long that took. In fact, take a look. Look at your watch. See how long that would have taken. In fact, look at your watch. Look right. Feel under your watch for a second. Is there anything under?
Holy
Holy.
Many of the best tricks in Magic occur in the spectator's hands. The coin under watch is no exception. While it may be a little intimidating at first to try this because of the fact that, you might feel like, oh, aren't they going to notice? Aren't they going to feel it? Is it going to fall? You have to go out there, you have to overcome that anxiety and just give it a shot. Even if it drops, we talked about it in the troubleshooting. No big deal. Nobody cares. The reactions you get when this trick works out well, which is the vast majority of the time, so far outweigh the risks, you got to try it out. The marked coin under watch, so powerful. And then the special bonus section as well with the card, signed card appearing under the watch. There's so many different things you can do with this, not only as an independent routine, a standalone item, but also in addition to other coin routines that you use. I'm Louis Pearlman. I hope you've enjoyed the coin under watch.